Sister Rita, I call her the mother hen because she would make sure, after the show, no lurking in Bob's room and girls staying back and whatever.
Oh, that's why she never want nobody to cheat with Bob.
That's right.
Let me make sure I say
call it that.
Girl, go out with no things with Bob.
Call it that. He was ready to die with his people, whatever the reason was why the tear gas was used and stampede, and this is war. Which figure said this is war.
You've seen so much from actually knowing the man, having a relationship with him, friendly of course. I
didn't miss that one. Continue.
How much money you feel you missed out on that song? Because apparently I just what day really start make money from it, no?
No, not even what day.
Hold on.
You can't see it. It's electric.
You people, come back to the fix. It's going on here with Ari, and we'll have absolute royalty in the building. But before we get to that, we have to say big ups to our sponsors, Cellcare JA, for the very best in electronics, repairs, unlocking, you name it, them do it. You can visit them at 15 Eastwood Park Road. They're located at Pristine Plaza, that's a green plaza across from the bus park. You see me? Them have the new iPhone 16s out right now. Shout out to Cellcare JA. I also say big up to Itopia Life Herbals, where cannabis and culture combined for one of a kind experience. You can visit them at 10 West Kings House Road, just across from the Canadian Embassy. Yeah? Alright, people. As we say, we have royalty in the building. Mm-hmm. The one, the only, the incomparable Marcia Griffiths,
oh my God.
OJOD, queen of the reggae in the building. There we go. Queen.
Yay.
There we go.
Thank
She's so regal.
Oh gosh.
Hey, people want to tell her a funny story. She's like, I never know this was going to be recorded. I'm like, me not dress. I'm like, you look great. Like, how much more they gonna dress up more? No, but thank you though for coming.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you.
the pleasure is
Thank
ours.
you.
The pleasure
Very
is
nice.
ours. You're the queen of reggae. I was saying, like, we were at your launch because you're about to have your show, your celebration show for you.
60 years anniversary. Marcia Griffiths and Friends, yes.
November 3rd. We're
Yes.
at Hope Gardens.
Yeah.
Hope Gardens,
Hope-
yes.
Botanical Gardens, yes.
Right, there you go. And it's like sometimes we don't even probably understand the concept of 60, like how long that is to be doing music, actively recording or touring and just like being present in the music industry. That is no easy feat. No, the greatest people in all of music probably don't even last as long. Like when you think about that and when you
That's
reflect
true.
on that, right? Like how that make you feel to be able to pass the worst. I'm assuming like it probably wasn't as easy.
And as you said earlier, it's not just 60 years counting. It's 60 years of constant activity, tours up and down. I can't remember relaxing for a month.
Wow.
Because if I'm not on the road with Bob Marley for 3 months, rehearsal usually 3 months before we go on the road for another 3. I'm there with Bob Andy in England. So I am actually divided in 3.
Wow.
My solo career, which I never ever relinquish, Bob Andy and Bob Marley.
The two Bobs.
So they're the two Bobs in my life.
Yes. So you say you split in 3. So how to juggle that too at the time? That was must have been tedious.
Well, once I'm on the road, if I'm on the road with Bob Marley touring, I make sure that there's something always happening with my solo career. I have an album like I just released, whether it's in the 70s, whatever decade, something is going for Marcia Griffiths. Whomever I am out there with, I just never relinquish my solo career. I maintain that.
Why was that
there
important
forces-
to you though? Why was that so important to despite, you know, traveling with Bob Andy, Bob Marley.
Come on, if there was forces out there that was trying to pull you from the solo career.
Well, I am just making sure that they know that I am a solo artist, not a group. Because I never started as a group. Like Sister Rita had a group, the Soulettes, and Judy had the Gaylettes. You know, but I started out as a solo artist. So I just wanted to maintain my solo career.
Yeah.
So I'm out there as a member of I3 and I'm with Bob Andy, but I still perform my solo songs.
Yeah. Were there ever any like Bob Marley and Bob Andy them? So like, can I just have her completely, you know, like, was there any competition between?
Oh my goodness, it was a tug of war for me.
Wow.
And this man in Germany actually threatened, he flew from Munich to Amsterdam, I think, not Amsterdam, in Europe, but he insists I was contracted to him to go back to Germany. And when I came back to Jamaica, that was when we got the news that Young, Gifted and Black was number 2 on the British charts and they need us to come right now to do Top of the Pops. So I was torn between going back to Germany or going to London with Bob Andy. And I didn't know what to do. So I chose to go up to London and do Top of the Pops, Young, Gifted and Black. And I totally ignored this man that I'm contracted to go back to Germany. And I was on a television show somewhere in Europe. And who presented himself? Mr. Huber. And he said, if I don't sign an agreement now that I'm coming back with him, I am not doing this television show because I'm contracted to him.
Ooh, so the man said, if you're not signed, like you wasn't going to go on air?
Right. He would prevent me from going on because he said, I am contracted to him and I should have been in Munich while I was, you know, here in Europe doing something else in, oh God, I'm trying to remember where I was.
Yeah.
But I had to sign and he allowed me to perform with Bob Andy and we went back with him.
So it's like everybody wanted ownership of you, like possession of you. So how were you able to kind of not be possessed then in a way? Like how were you able to like, listen,
I had to make a decision, you know, right there and then. And I chose to do, you know, Young, Gifted and Black promotion with Bob Andy. And he was kind enough, the man in Germany was kind enough to release me from it. Because my heart wasn't there.
Yeah. So what kind of contract was it? Like, was it a
recording contract? I recorded 2 songs in German language with a 30-piece orchestra.
Wow.
And that was a dream come true for me. Because, you know, as a young girl in a male-dominated business, and I was inspired and influenced by American singer like Aretha, Patti LaBelle, Dionne Warwick, Carla Thomas, all of these singers, because we were influenced by American music in those days.
Yeah.
That's all we heard. So I just wanted to be like one of these girls.
Legends,
When I listened to Dionne Warwick's song, you know, and I know Burt Bacharach is the writer and the producer, I wanted to be on a rhythm like that.
Yeah.
And when I went to Germany, we flew to Berlin and I heard a music playing in the studio. And I said, boy, when will I ever be able to sing on something like this? And the man with his pipe just said, you like it? And I said, yes. Him say, it's yours. I could not believe him.
Yeah.
So I had to learn the language.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can talk Germany, like German. You can
No, it was I think it's the hardest language because it's so much throat and ish, libadish, and ishville and all these things. So I didn't find it very easy.
Every German word sound angry too.
Oh.
It's about love is like lifestyle.
They just sound aggressive,
Ein swine, and you know, it is aggressive.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did my best and I went in the studio and recorded these 2 songs with a 30-piece orchestra,
Wow.
12 vocals on the harmonies,
Yeah.
and I could not believe that was me.
So wait, you remember any other song? Like, you remember singing it? Like, do you still perform the song?
I've never performed them. They were released on Philips label,
Yeah.
an American label.
Yeah.
But I've never performed any of those songs, any of those two songs.
Why?
One was Alice T. Standards and Blight by Me, which is Stay Right Here.
Okay.
One love song. And boy, I would never attempt anything like that again, because it was just next door, couple hours learning the language and coming over back in the studio. You know, I don't think it was 100%, but they loved it.
They loved it. So did it chart in Germany? Like, was it released in Germany?
I
or-
don't know, because I just left Germany and just went straight to England.
So he just said, all right, we're recording this. I've done my job. I'm out of here. That was the vibe. Like,
That was it.
I've fulfilled the contract and I'm out of
I'll
here.
free the train.
Oh, that means bye.
Yeah.
So wait, was it really like that? Like, if anytime, you know, when you watch movies of like major recording artists, or even you hear the stories, sometimes it's like the contract, the business was always so janky. But even then too, it feel like just the two song and then that's it. Like, you don't even know the royalties, how you get paid, like what them do with the
Nothing.
songs.
I want to tell you something. This was one of the nicest human being I met, Mr. Huber, and I didn't want to hurt him because those days, Baby Benz, you know, Mercedes Benz is from Germany,
Yeah.
and they use those cars as taxi.
Yeah.
And I saw this Baby Benz and I loved it. Incidentally, Bob Marley ended up buying one of those
Benz?
which unfortunately never enjoy, you know, because it was when he was in Germany. But the man just said, it's yours when you return, and he meant every word. And I left all of that because I wanted to be where Bob Andy was.
Yeah.
And we had this big hit song, and then we had a follow-up song, Pied Piper, right after Young, Gifted and Black. So that is where my heart was. We went in Harry J's studio. I left Studio One in 1970. The entire decade of the 60s, I was there recording. Bob Andy wrote all my songs there.
Wow.
Went to Harry J's studio in 1970, and I think it was Bob Andy's idea to do a cover version of Nina Simone's Young, Gifted and Black. And he asked me to do the song with him. And I said, why not? And we just recorded the song like any other song. And the song was released in England. And out of nowhere, it just entered the British charts. Went to number 2 on the British charts. So we automatically became a, you know, duet, and just toured extensively in England, Europe. The song was so big. Up until this day, Young, Gifted and Black.
No, it is.
Yes.
A big tune, a big
So,
tune.
I mean,
We met Nina Simone some years after that, and she said, you guys owe me big time.
Real.
you know, I wonder that too, because as he said, like, you know, more Jamaican artists re-recorder, they were very heavily influenced by American
Yes.
artists, especially the first cut is the deepest.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
There's a version on YouTube that says Marcia Griffiths, but it's not
I know you.
That's not you. So,
I think it have the most views too.
so even how that work at that time, like we're sampling, or I guess getting percentage of, like, oh, you have to cut Nina Simone some check, or you know.
No,
Doing
they're-
cover songs like that.
everyone is credited on the record, and they're automatically, you know, paid through royalties.
Okay.
Whether it's publishing or whatever, mechanical, whatever.
So you had kind of like your team had proper business.
Well, you just said it. Everything in those days was disorganized, and
Right.
we would say chaka chaka.
Yeah.
You know, everybody just do.
Them
What-
one thing,
yeah.
right? So that's why I'm even wondering, even in Germany, the two songs you recorded in Germany, like if it did chart in Germany, would you have known? If it did
I
well
think
in
I would
Germany?
have known, because
Right.
music is not something that you can hide. You know, it's all over the world, you know.
Because even with, I hear Sister Nancy where she said Bam Bam, like it's really one of the most sampled songs in reggae. And I hear her complaints of her not getting the proper credit and even, you know, the money, the financial reward that she should get from Bam Bam. So I was wondering if that ever happened to you, like being
Bam Bam, was that Toots original? Bam Bam.
Yeah. Bam Bam.
Yeah.
What the bam bam. Yeah, so I know she, you know, I saw somewhere she said it's
and of course a woman in those days, as I said, it's male dominated. We never have anyone unless you had good management to represent you.
Yeah.
Who is professional and knows the business. But apart from that, we are just at the mercy of these producers and promoters.
Would you say it was the same for females and males, like across the board during the time that it was different for
women?
For women?
It was bad for women. You know, unless you had management to, you know, people who can read fine prints in contract and know some little, you know, all the little intricacies that we cannot understand, the regular person.
Yeah.
And that was rare. We never had any proper management. You know, that is why when I think about for a Bob Marley and a Don Taylor, I think it was meant to be because Don was a professional to the T. Yeah. And Bob had the talent. So they came together and it worked like magic.
What would you say your fondest memories of being a part of the I3s?
Your best memory, your fondest memory.
Wow, that's not easy. Honestly.
What about good times?
Too much. Honestly, because we were like Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. We were there with him, always watching to see what is going on. And especially Sister Rita, I called her the mother hen because she would make sure, you know, after the show, no lurking in Bob's room and girls staying back and whatever.
Oh, that's why she never want nobody to cheat with Bob. That's
right.
Let me make sure I say
call it that.
Girl, go out with no things with Bob. Like,
call it that. But she was protective, you know, very protective. And we were always there, you know, has his strength and everything. Because if there's an encore, and Bob turned to us and said, "Where I3s?" I say, and we said, "We're not going back." He's not going back either.
Really?
No.
So wait, why you never want to go back for the encore?
No. Well, of course we would. But I'm just showing you, sometimes we go back for one and the audience won't leave and they want another encore. And if he says, you know, I3s, I say, and we say we're tired or we're not going back because it's not the same.
Yeah, how much of the time you want me to sing the same song? Right?
No, not the same.
Oh.
I don't think Bob Marley could ever run out of. His catalog is so large.
Wow. So even when in rehearsals, like how many songs would you rehearse at the time? Like to be able to be doing an encore and not repeating songs?
At least 30 songs, minimum 30 or more.
Wow.
So once we hit the road, there's a choice. You can choose, you can change your program, and even though we have a set program most nights.
Yeah.
But what if he feels like doing Keep On Moving? We did have a rehearsal for that song.
Okay, so almost like, so the set list, 30 songs, and if you choose to do 10, that's enough. That would have been enough to complete a show.
Exactly.
So for like an hour, that would be like an hour?
Oh Lord, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay, wow.
We're on stage.
Wow. Was he like a slave master? Like a slave driver too, no?
No.
What are you like, get it right.
Yeah.
This don't sound good.
No.
Do it again.
No, but I can tell you this much. That man thrived for perfection. And he would rehearse one song for maybe an hour or more until it's right.
So what, you ever found out, like, what is it that he was looking for? Like, why would it take so long to rehearse the one song?
No, let me tell you, when I discovered this man, he's the one who opened my eyes to realize that the music was not just entertainment, it was much deeper. It's a responsibility, and that you have on your shoulder to teach, to educate, to uplift, to unite through the medium of music. And all he wanted to do was to get his message across to the people. No money. He never wanted a cent.
Really?
Whatever was made, he would just give it to the musicians.
Wow.
He just wanted the word and the message to get out. Zimbabwe was a living proof to know that this man was serious.
Yeah.
He was ready to die with his people, whatever the reason was why the tear gas was used and stampede, and this is war. Which figure said this is war. And we all ran for our lives, everybody. Children being trampled, stampede, and we just keep running because we don't know what it is.
happened?
The prince has just entered the stadium, and we are on stage doing Zimbabwe and so involved. And then I smell the strange thing first, and I look around and I don't see anybody reacting, you know. And then we saw everybody start running because it's the scent, the smell gets stronger. And we just ran until we got to the house that we were staying. Luckily, we were with one guy who worked with Bob. He's from Rhodesia too, so he knows.
From Zimbabwe. No.
Yeah, same place. Yeah. And when I hear the man start to talk and tremble and say, "I have never seen this in my life," when me just look up to the heavens and say, "Father God, is Rhodesia you come and take my life?" Because nobody couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to die that night.
Yeah.
So what was the reason? Like, what was the situation? What was happening?
Well, after everything came to a calm, we
Yeah.
found out that there was a group of guys there called themselves the Freedom Fighters.
Right.
And they're hearing the great Bob Marley in the stadium performing, and they're locked out. So they flattened the fence
Oh.
to come in, to enter.
So they never had a
And-
ticket.
That is when the soldiers used the tear gas. But nobody knew what was the reason.
Yeah.
So he was the guy that was with us was saying that maybe they have so much black people in one place and they're going to kill everybody. All kind of things was going through everybody's mind.
Yeah.
So-
So when you said Bob was willing to, so he never run
He
or nothing?
never moved from the stage. Ziggy was like about 6 or so. I don't know what he did to protect Ziggy from, but Bob stood on that stage and he never ran anywhere. He was ready to go down with his people, whatever the reason. And after everything came back to a calm, he went back on stage and finished his performance.
So then, so it's like it was security had to remove Bob because he wasn't moving. It looked like
No, he was just there, whatever reason, him not going anywhere.
So, but so you run gone.
All three of us ran. That I tell the story so many times. When he saw us, everything was over, and he came to the house and he saw us and he looked on the three of us, him say, "Now we know who are the real revolutionaries."
So when you see him there, like still there on stage, what you thought? In your mind?
No, I didn't see him. We just know that he
There
was
was a
still
never-
there.
yeah.
We ran away and gone.
Assuming he'll be following behind, right?
That's crazy.
And then when we all found out that Bob didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I looked deeply into that and I said, my God, Bob is a true, real freedom fighter. He's here for the people. He's not going anywhere. And I respect that man more. When I saw all of this come out. So when I saw how serious this man took his music, trust me, I couldn't believe I've never seen anybody.
Take it as deep as him.
Never.
Wow.
That the music was his life.
Yeah.
Nothing came before it.
Yeah.
Music all the way.
You saw the Bob Marley movie?
Of course.
Yeah. What you thought about the picture?
I don't know if I want to discuss it.
Something tells me you're not too pleased. Oh, right. You're not too pleased. That's fair to
It's a
say.
nice movie.
Yeah.
But nothing that I was expecting coming from a man as powerful and as great. I can sit here and say all this with no apology. I've seen it all.
Yeah, right. You were there
Yes.
experiencing it. Right.
So really and truly, I was expecting.
were you consulted on like especially like your role or like how you would have been depicted in the
Yeah,
movie?
like Naomi, they talk to you about something.
Yes, she communicated a lot because we had a relationship long before the movie.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
So she communicated a lot, and I would.
No, but even the story writers, the producers, no one reached out to you? Okay, well, I guess they must say a Bob story. Yeah.
What the biggest thing them get wrong in it?
The biggest what?
Thing that they got wrong in it.
Portraying the man himself
Okay.
and his greatness. It was overlooked because I've been in Italy where Bob is performing, like on the same night where the Pope Paul is appearing, and
The Pope, the actual Pope.
The
Wow.
Pope
I
Paul.
had to like double check again.
that's
yeah.
one of his biggest moments.
Wow.
And Pope Paul thing flop. Everybody was at Bob Marley.
But party concert.
Yes.
Wow. That's how many people him draw.
Yes.
And it wasn't just like black people or black Italians. It was like black, white,
Every
everybody.
single soul. Even if you don't speak the language, that vibration and that energy, you could feel and know that this man is not an ordinary man.
Yeah.
As I talk about him greatness being overlooked, there are some people out there that think that him greatness probably overshadow enough musicians and artists from that time, including Bob Andy. What you have to say about
No,
that? You don't
there's
think
only one Bob Marley. Bob Andy is in a class by himself as well because he's one of our greatest songwriters.
True. Well, a lot of people don't really know that. People know about it. It seems like the masses not really get to know that.
Well, I am so disappointed, and it's unfortunate that they don't teach the music in school and the foundation of the music. I think this generation needs to know where this music is coming from and who built the foundation.
Yeah.
I am happy that I'm a part of the foundation, and to see the music standing today, it shows me that once it's built on a solid foundation, it must stand.
Yeah.
And it is standing today
Yeah.
because the foundation was solid.
Right.
As you said, like you've seen so much from actually knowing the man, having a relationship with him, friendly, of course. And,
I didn't miss that one. Continue.
That's how I made that clear. You've seen so
Continue.
much, and from knowing him personally to seeing what he has become, like even the commercialization of Bob Marley.
Yes.
Like, what you think about that in regards to the sort of myth
Yeah.
that he has become over the years? See that you are
Well,
somebody that knows him too.
You know what? I am not surprised because thank God I knew who that man was. I never wait until Bob passed to say, boy, how him was this. I gave him flowers while he was alive. Because the little things that I saw come out of this man, I know that this is not an ordinary, simple man.
You knew it then. Yeah.
Believe me from my heart when I tell you this. No, I've known so many different artists, so many different people I know. But this man, no matter what his personal life was, he was truly sent by the Almighty God to do the work he did. So what is happening now and this manifestation that we are seeing, I am not surprised.
You feel anyway about it, maybe some resentment, and I say, I no want give him flowers, and no want use him for product. And,
Yes, of course.
yeah.
Because I remember, I know a part of our history is that we had a very adversarial relationship with Rastafarians and
Oh yes.
and Jamaica government. And he was the
Reggae
face
in
of
my
that.
days,
Yeah.
reggae music
Boogie
was
Yaga.
not allowed to play on Sundays.
Yeah.
That was considered rag music. That's what they call it. And I remember Bob Marley, Alan Cole can endorse that. And Alan Cole went to the radio station and they planned that when they go to the radio station and call out the DJ. And Bob say, when I draw back for thump him, those old men, I said, no man, don't thump him. That's how far it reached.
Wow.
They're gonna fight DJ. They're gonna fight DJ.
No, I am just showing you down to the lowest level.
Yeah.
That these are the things that Bob had to go through,
to
and
go through.
all of us for our songs to be played.
No, reggae is like
Worse Rasta man.
yeah.
No way. And look at it now. The Rasta man put Jamaica, land we love, on the map.
How you feel?
And the flag is being flown so high.
Absolutely.
How you think? he
People
would-
come to Jamaica just to go to the museum.
No, you're not lying.
True.
You're not
Yeah,
lying.
yeah.
Let me ask you how you think he would feel about how his image and how
He would be
his
very
legends is.
humble, but within him, I think he knew who he was. Because the things that came out of this man, boy, it wasn't ordinary. I'm sure he knew that he was sent. Everything was just one divine order as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Nothing, everything was just planned
Music planned.
by the Almighty God, and it was manifested exactly.
And you feel like Bob was the one of the persons that would have been, or one of the people, or one of the soldiers of like even reggae, because as we said, that the beginnings of reggae wasn't always embraced, and it looked like even from the music, from the movie coming, like reggae wasn't really embraced thoroughly in Jamaica. Is overseas
Yes.
embraced reggae more, and you know, like
Exactly.
the messaging and the music of
Because the first person that recorded the Bob Marley song was Eric Clapton. I Shot the Sheriff.
it.
So everything was just one divine order. What else can I say?
No, you're here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: you
Makes
feel him to be a national hero? To be made a national hero?
Eh?
You feel he should be made a national hero?
Undoubtedly, without a doubt. I think he earned it. He earned it. Nothing that has happened to Bob was not bestowed. He earned it.
Absolutely. Yeah, the fight. Because as you said, the fight that everybody had to go through, especially, I mean, your fight too probably wasn't even easy.
Listen, anyone that lasted, in this music has a story to tell.
Absolutely.
Each individual, just like Bob Andy, Freddie McGregor, Jimmy Cliff, all of these great, John Holt,
And I guess just more so like the genre of reggae itself too, because you guys are the founding fathers, like the builders of the genre. Like how you see it now transform, like what's your thoughts on the transformation of reggae to what it is now, from what you originated as, or what you saw it, what you build it as, and now you're seeing it?
Well,
Its
everything
legacy.
seemed to me like a cycle, because no matter where I see the music go, whether through any lane or avenue or road, it comes right back to the original, the one drop. And from the rock steady, ska, all the different genres of the music coming up, it's just a stage. Like Bob Marley says, reggae music will just get bigger and bigger and bigger until it finds its rightful people. Because no matter what, where they take it and what they call it, we identify it as, there's just one label on it.
Some people say get watered down now. You feel that's the case?
Well, they try to water it down. Honestly, but you know what happened? What I see, whomever come in and try to water it down, they fall by the wayside. And music is pure. It's a purity. And it's not a mistake that God calls upon the singers and players of instrument. It's a reason, because music is only vehicle we have that we can send 4 corners of the earth without even physically being there.
Yeah.
And it travels. Music is a universal language, and this is the only way we can send our message through the medium of music. And I think today is our most powerful weapon. We are using it wrong, of course. Because I see where the music released Nelson Mandela out of prison and so many different
Reggae
things.
music.
Yes. Because it's word, sound, and power.
Yeah.
And everyone is like you have the whole world chanting at the same time towards destroying this light, and the energy and the force from all of these positive chanting. It just
So you knew
diminish
you
everything.
knew early in your career to I guess maybe it was even the time like where modesty, decency, all those core positive values were a part of society, and it was just easy to do positive songs. But like, do you think, or even you understood at the time that this thing that I'm singing can outlast me, like make sure that I leave a positive message so that it can even when I die it will
Well, I
outlast me?
understand when I started working with Bob, but when I started singing, I was just enjoying what I do, singing anything, but I never believe in singing anything that is not meaningful, like your eyes are blue and darling, nothing like that. I always want to send something that can teach and educate. And then I found out when I saw the seriousness in this man with his music, and when I listened to his message, I know that the music, as I said, is much deeper. It's a responsibility. And if you're a part of this music, especially if you have a God-given talent and you're not contributing in a positive way through the music, then you fall by the wayside, because that is what God chose to send messages and to unite the world. The music is everything we have.
Yeah.
Music is life.
True. To your recollection,
We cannot live without music or food.
You're not lying.
Really?
You're not lying.
Food, music.
I'm telling you.
What?
No people consider the two go hand in hand. man,
Really?
In regards to importance
Wow.
to their life.
This is also how I feel,
Yeah.
But I gotta ask you, to your recollection, when is it that you got bestowed the Queen of Reggae label? Like when people start calling that?
Look here, you will never live long enough to hear me utter those words out of my mouth.
That was going to be my next question. How you felt being bestowed that label?
No, it was done officially in Florida by I think it was the mayor
Yeah, okay.
or the consulate general.
Yeah.
Right. Years ago. And I was there and I accepted humbly, but I have never said in any talk or any speech or any interview
That I am the
that
queen.
I am whatever.
You would have never lost a dancer.
No. Well,
A dancer, like you have a claim the title and
No.
me are the queen.
not me. I was just in the studio with in New York doing a dub, and this is a collaboration with Alison Hines, who is the queen of soca. And it's a collaboration with the both of us. And I must say,
the queen of reggae.
you know what?
Leave a repeat.
And there's no way they could get me say that.
Why?
No, I am too humble to I don't do that.
Wow.
I guess it's because you know of like Rita and then Judy and
No,
everyone.
nothing
Is
like
it
that. I feel it's an exaltation to exalt yourself to. No, let them say that.
So you say you're humbled by the title, but you
Very
just,
much so.
If you could avoid it, you would avoid
Never.
saying that.
You will never hear me say that.
Okay.
I never blow my own horn.
Yeah.
Never.
Is you think that's one of the reasons why like so many of our or statespersons in the music, the foundation of reggae music especially, are very quiet. Them not really as they say, exalt themselves so much. That's why maybe most of the history is forgotten or not even respected in the way that it should be. Yeah, I think that's probably the reason why.
Definitely.
So what could more?
It's the humility. It's the humility, because if you check some of these younger artists and the way they behave and the hype and the exaltation, well, as the Bible says, you become a base. But when you humble yourself, you are exalted.
So that's the core message where the foundation artists them come from. Take it
I
as,
think
like,
so. Because most of these people are talented. They all have God-given talent, but they are humble with it.
So I wanted to go back a little bit more, because you said that, we're not, the music in and of itself, isn't taught, or just the history, because there's so much that happened in even the short space of time I think personally with Bob in his life, because he lived a short time to me, but is so much history there that you can't even quantify it, what do you call it? Preserve it, or record it for history. Like, what more can we do in order to really protect these history, like this history book? Like, what can we do?
What else? What
more can we do?
Well, it is sad, and as I said earlier, it's good that I see a few schools teaching about Bob Marley, but he was just one of the persons, a foundation person. But this generation really and truly needs to know that it didn't come on a platter like that for them to come and just, get it. It has a foundation, and they should be taught where it's coming from.
To be honest, they taught me in prep school, but they never really teach me, say, well, Rastaman and police did a fight. That was left out. That was taught in high schools. Even that the adversarial relationship, like, that wasn't even taught. Like, we just kind of say, yeah, this Rastaman is loved and celebrated by the government. That's the history we know, pretty much. Well, even look at the religion for Rastafarian. I cannot believe I live to see them selling dreadlocks wig.
Yeah, like even them thing there too. Like, the commercialization of Rasta too. Yeah.
Can you imagine? It has become the biggest fashion today.
White man,
especially for tourists. Yeah.
Can you imagine? I don't know. I would love to see Bob Marley's interpretation in a song of all of this manifestation.
Yeah. So look at this person. Like, they wouldn't even know where to come from.
Oh my goodness. That's it.
Yeah. How you feel though when you see, like, especially like other cultures that's PC enough. Other cultures, other people, like, doing reggae music. Like, you think they get it right? You think, is it them just get the music of it right, but do they get the soul right of it?
No, I don't think so, unless they are blessed, because many are called but few are chosen. And unless you are chosen and you have something within you, like within your soul, and it touches your soul, because no doctor cannot touch your soul, but music,
true,
special things touch your soul.
Yeah.
Well, unless it's something like that, then we can know that they will deliver everything that everyone can understand, that this is not no ordinary thing, this is something special. And you feel that energy generating from that person, because you must have seen a singer who gets so much in himself that he's even unconscious, just like Bob. When Bob is on stage, I don't think he's aware of the present surrounding and the situation. I think he goes on another level.
I think he probably was in the moment, like, truly in the zone. People when them doing a certain task, so them mentally, like them in on zone. Yeah.
Look here, when he's caught up and he's gone, like I don't know where.
Has there ever been a time when the tune just starts singing and it's like, we're supposed to stop like 5
Look
minutes
here,
ago?
no.
You know?
I can tell you about an instant where Bob is doing Eden.
Okay, yeah.
And we're there, singing Eden back there, upon the wall. But the music was just stepping like this, because that's the rhythm, right?
Yeah.
And listen to me, all three of us is coming off the stage, and his body was locked in the rhythm, and we just got carried away watching this man, forgetting that we sing the harmony in the song. But when Bob he was just bumming and just like I can't even tell you, his body and the rhythm was just going like a oneness that I have never seen anything like this. And the three of us just watching this man.
As you say, suppose I do the harmonies, but it's like, you're in
it was like, it's like a Michael Jackson. When everybody else does the moves that Michael is doing, if he's a group, they don't look like Michael.
No.
Because they have style and flair and it's like him body just make for the move. Well, the same Bob Marley. Bob Marley had a rhythm within his whole being, and his body, the way his body moved to the rhythm is like the rhythm is nothing without his body movements, and his body movements is nothing. It's like it's locked. So when we see this thing, this bomb, him just like a ball bombing off the stage, and when the rhythm go pam pam ba da ba da pam pam, and Bob just moving in time with the music, and all three of us sit here looking at Bob.
So should we follow?
Him was just gliding off the stage like magic.
Yeah. Oh wow! I see the respect that you have for him.
Listen, this is not nothing that nobody tell me.
No, you live
this
it.
is something that I've lived, I've experienced repeatedly, not like a mistake or an accident. Say, boy, last night it was this. No,
consistently.
Let me ask you this. How much of the mix-up were you privy to around them time there?
What kind of mix-up?
Mind your business. In regards to Bob, and women.
Well, whatever mix-up is there, whatever this man was delivering supersedes everything.
Wow.
It's like, for example, I've known female artists, I don't need to call any name, famous American singer. They had a fight backstage with their loved ones, and when they walk on the stage, they transform.
Icon Tina.
Even Icon.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
A good example.
That's no secret, right? But when they step on that stage, everything is forgotten, and you cannot even imagine that there was a fight backstage just now, and in a split second they walk on stage and it's a different person. Well, whatever was happening in that man's personal life, none of us, I didn't have no business in it. I'd stay far from it. But when that man step on that stage, is a prophet I am looking at, sent by God.
I never yet seen African performance anyway.
Never. Nothing.
Or the group dynamic.
Nothing at all could affect.
Because even Rita, like, she kept it, like, professional too, like, enough.
No matter what happened behind stage, whether it's Bob and Rita or whomever, the respect that we had, because what we see come out of that man, we have to respect it, and we know that that's God himself. I never have the time to watch his personal life and how many girls love him or him love girls.
But at the time because the media at the time too, like, did them try and mix up all the three on the two?
They always say that.
Really?
Yeah. They always say that.
So what you do when you see that, when you hear it, like what you say?
Bob Andy tell me one thing, and that's how I used to do it. But until I hear him say it, I just endorse it and say yes. Him say, Marcia, no matter what people say about you, and you know within your heart that you know the truth, and you know you, and you know that you don't relate to that.
Yeah.
Just live your life, because I cannot convince everybody whatever opinion they form of you or whatever they think. So that's how I just live.
And you've
like
always
that.
kept, and your personal life to kind of see off you, because I was trying to find to like, you know, like were you and Bob Andy in a relationship, them something there, like I was trying to find out. I don't see it on the internet.
Well, you know,
I'm just trying to find out, like, if, you know, if
My gosh.
no, he was the first person. Remember, you know, don't forget that when I started out, I was
a child.
a little girl. My father went everywhere with me.
Oh, okay. That's how you were protected. Yeah.
So during the entire decade of the 60s, my father was there. Stage show, no matter where I'm going. Because he wasn't happy for me being a singer. He thought that was so degrading.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Until he saw me, when he changed his mind, when he saw that, you know, I was who I am when I hit
that
the
you have a
stage.
knock feet, like you have a
Yes,
talent,
so he started to, you know, encourage me, and he wouldn't leave my side because he was so strict. So whatever was happening for me, I used to lie about my age and say I'm older, all 4 or 5 years older, because I just wanted to be a big woman fast. To go out and, you know.
Yeah.
So I never started, I couldn't have a relationship with anyone until after the entire decade of the 60s.
Wow.
But I knew Bob Andy from 64.
Yeah. So hold it.
Because I went to a rehearsal with the Paragons. He was a member. And with my older sister, just to listen to these guys, I was, you know, not aware of what was going on with music. And I tell them that I can sing. And them say, what you can sing? And I did Down the Aisle for them. So that was before 64. I think the year before 64, a little girl. And when he came to Studio One with the entire Paragons group, and they saw me there, they say, hey, look who is here, Patti LaBelle. So that's how we started out.
Yeah.
That's how Bob Andy started writing songs for me in Studio One, because everything I did in Studio One was written by him.
Miss Griffiths, don't take this as disrespect. You're a very nice looking woman, you know. How much man did I look at during them time there, like back in them day?
You have to say,
Well,
I'm underage.
How much man there when you're underage, that man did that child?
No, it is a good thing that I was born who I am, and I had the parents that I had.
Yeah.
Today I look back and I thank them for being strict, because had it not been for my parents and who I am personally and how I am, who knows? Because I am vulnerable, young girl, new kid on the block, and it's a male-dominated business. Did you know that Bob Andy and myself was left in Vere, Clarendon one night? My father was the first trip he never went with me. I was just in my teens, 13.
Wow.
And I went to perform with the Soul Vendors, Studio One band. And because they didn't like the sight of Bob Andy, because he was everywhere I was. Nobody wanted him around. They said the worst things.
Wow.
Because
That's creepy.
He was always with me everywhere I go. And at the end of the show, the night, they left me and Bob Andy under a big tree in the square. And one of the musicians, I won't call his name, he said that he's only responsible for singer, not singer and boyfriend.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
And they drove away and leave the two of us there with
my-
another guy called Ickerman who packed the instrument.
Yeah.
So 3 of us. And me's a little girl and this man have children.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So, and he knew at the time your age, like he knew that you're
Of course.
and he leave you and said your man and you're responsible for singer and not singer and boyfriend.
We had to bomb a ride in. And I went to the studio the following day and told Mr. Dad, who did that to me.
No
When
wonder.
Mr. Dad do.
Oh God, him really, that wasn't enough what him talked to him and all that. But my father, I couldn't tell him that.
Oh,
Wow.
I wonder,
Fine.
I wonder if you was a victim of your own lies. Of you age up yourself.
Yeah,
You,
no, but they know that I'm a little
They
girl.
know.
It showed on me, and
Yeah.
I am underage.
Yeah.
Even when I went to Germany, when I was older then, I had somebody to their a guardian, David Banks.
Yeah.
He
Had to
used
be
to work
the,
at RGR.
oh wow. So he
Because
had
I
to-
could not be there on my own like that.
Wow.
That
Would
do.
you encourage, well, I know you have sons and they're in music too, but like if you had a daughter and she wanted to start as young as you, would you like push that too?
Most definitely, because you know why? Everything has changed. If you look in the music today, it could be 60-40. It's no more male dominated. And the good thing about it is that what I love most is that the women in this music today, a Queen Ifrica, a Tanya, a Itana, everybody's firm. They can stand on their own
Yeah.
and defend themselves. This is not no more walkover and and the
Yeah.
Bible tells you that in this time a woman shall surpass the man.
But them suffer, like in some ways, them suffer, them can't them. Well, if I'm not saying that they do, but most times if you talk up for yourself as a woman, like you're either blackballed or them cast you aside, then maybe as
but
difficult.
it's much better.
Yeah, it's much better now.
We have sugar in the business now. We have spice. We have every ingredients today.
And everything nice.
You got the
And
best.
everything nice.
You got
And
the
I'm
best.
so proud.
Yeah.
And I feel even much better when I hear 90% of these young ladies, mention that I have been their inspiration.
Yeah.
It's my greatest achievement in my journey.
Yeah.
To know that I have inspired all these ladies.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on now. We need to debunk some things.
Yes.
Right? Some misinformation out there. Get some things right. So you mentioned Queen Ifrica a while ago. I think she did say Tony Rebel did write Lioness on the Rise for you.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
So
It
why you never
was-
sing it?
Why you never?
Well, Automatic, that Busy Signal and myself does, is my original song and rhythm. Elaine wrote that song for me,
Okay.
Automatic.
Yeah.
And the rhythm was given to Tony to write a song. He never had a clue that it was my rhythm. And a song was already done. This is the original song for Lioness.
Okay.
And he wrote that song for me to sing on the rhythm, not knowing that I am already on the rhythm and it's my original rhythm.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
So, well, what is to be, and she did a beautiful version.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, one of
big
the biggest
song.
songs.
Yeah, yeah,
One of the
yeah,
biggest songs.
Beautiful. It's like Ken Boothe, Everything I Own. That was a song I chose. Lloyd Chalmers had given me an album with this girl, forget her name, for me to learn a song that he wanted me to record. But when I listened to the entire album, I didn't like that song anymore. I loved Everything I Own. This girl did a beautiful version. So we went in the studio and we recorded the song. And Bob Andy again, because of jealousy, and Lloyd Chalmers and himself getting into,
Jealousy over you.
yes,
Wow.
no,
Wow.
I think he was the most jealous man I've ever known.
Yeah. But and you guys were together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was afraid. I didn't want the problem and the argument. And I delay in going in the studio to voice a song. And it was just going on and on and on. And I was afraid because I didn't want any problem. And then him just calling Ken Boothe, and that's it.
Wow.
The rest is history.
Bob is like, no, you cannot sing for him. No, you better sing for me. That was it. That's the vibe. Like, wow.
Electric
Man.
Boogie now, right? Why people to this day still have that as a cover song? Say you did over a song.
I
Why?
don't know. I don't have a clue, and I don't know when or why it went out with that.
Who them say they cover it from again? You did tell us at the
Bonnie
beginning.
Wailer. He's a
right.
writer.
Yeah.
Bonnie Wailer is a writer, but I think I should quickly tell you how this all came about.
Please.
I three, Judy, Rita, and myself, we went to Toronto to perform. And of course, 9 out of 10 times a woman will get hard luck story, no pay. So at the end of the performance, no pay. The man even wanted me to go on the radio to advertise in restaurant and him oxtail and cow foot and all kind of thing. And I refused. So long story short is that we performed, nice show and no money. We got 700 Canadian dollars each. And you know, Canadian dollars don't value nothing.
Canada right now. What is it for me for? Wow.
$700
I mean, I got to say, how much enough money them time there? How much?
That was like about $500 US.
Yeah.
But
No, I
anyway,
disrespect that. For even if I did whatever.
no, that's what we
Yeah.
got. Each of us got that.
Yeah.
Judy can tell you the same thing.
No.
So I was walking downtown the following day after the show, walked into the store and saw this rhythm box, like a keyboard, this size. And I started to try it out and I loved it. And the man came over who worked in the store and was showing me the different sounds and the different beats, Hawaiian, bossa nova, cha-cha, everything was included in this keyboard rhythm box. And I just bought it for maybe $300 and something dollars
Half your money, half your pay.
out of the $700. And I love this box so much. And I took it to Jamaica, and Bonnie Wailer and I go way, way back from kindergarten.
Wow.
And he used to visit me and bring some nice fruits from his vineyard in Portland. And when he came this night, I said, Bonnie, look at this box. And I showed him my favorite sound, which was a piano sound called the repeater. And there was a nice beat, you know, like a one drop beat. And I added the repeater to the beat. And Bonnie loved it, taped the two things together on the cassette, took it to Portland, came back the following day with the song. Everything was just so spontaneous. We never sleep on anything. And we went straight in the studio calling Sly Dunbar
Big up,
and Glenn Brownie on bass, and we overdub on the original rhythm box thing that we recorded.
Okay.
And from that keyboard, he added 10 different keyboard parts on the song from the rhythm box. And we had unclap and everything. And that was the Electric Boogie.
Wow.
Okay.
I voiced it right there.
Yeah. They call it the electric slider file.
Well, it was 1989 that they put the dance in Washington, D.C. to the Electric Boogie, and they started calling it the Electric Slide.
Yeah.
But this song was recorded originally by me, 1983, written by Bonnie Wailer.
So it's not a do-over. So that's what it needs to be
Never,
getting.
ever. Bonnie Wailer was the one who went in the studio after Bonnie heard that the song was a hit in the US. I was searching for Bonnie every single way to tell Bonnie the good news and have us do a video, because he's on the original one, that the rap part, they say, dig Miss Kelly with electric belly, she's moving with electric. So it's the two of us who do the video. I couldn't find Bonnie nowhere.
Oh, we need it.
Okay, God.
We search, and then the song is just getting bigger
Bigger.
and bigger
Yeah.
and bigger. And it was not until I came to Jamaica to do some fest or some Sunsplash, one of them, driving to country on South Avenue. And I recognized Bonnie car parked in one of the media mix place. And I said, thank God. And we turned inside there and said, we have to tell Bonnie the good news that the song is a hit. Only to go inside and see Bonnie doing the video. Him already go in the studio and record the song already. Re-record it. I mean, it's his song. He wrote it. but the original is me. So when I can't tell you when I walked in there and I see Bonnie doing a video with the dancers and everything and doing the electric slide, his style, I just wanted to go through the ground. I don't know if I should cry or what I should do.
Wow. So he was going to redo it without you.
He already recorded the song and now doing the video.
Yeah, without you.
Without me.
And you that look for
I
him.
am searching for him to do the video with him.
Yeah.
Since it's the two of us on the original
You
song.
think he did that idea out at the time?
Must.
I don't know, my dear.
So how you end up resolving? Because you do your own video.
Well, can I tell you?
Yeah.
I couldn't even go in there to say anything because I would cry the way I was hurt, disappointed, and I didn't know what to do. So I just went back in the car. Copeland Falls was with me at the time and we drove to country to do the show. I was speechless on the entire trip. And Copeland was there arguing and saying, boy, I can't believe how Bonnie do that and all that. And you know, after I came back, I got a copy of his new version and I took it to every radio station all over the place and gave it to them.
Yeah.
But nobody accepted that version because they
Oh.
were introduced and loved the original song.
Yeah.
So when you saw the dance now become popular,
No, I was on Sunsplash tour in the US on the West Side when that song took off in Washington, D.C. So Dr. Dredd called me while I was in California and said, Marcia, you're going to be, I can't even use the words that he was telling me.
You can.
You're going to be as big as Whitney Houston. And I was just listening. Because those things don't excite me.
Yeah.
But by the time the tour got to Washington, D.C., I was forced to learn the dance and perform it on stage. And that was not a part of my...
You don't worry, you weren't a dancer.
Yeah. So it was annoying for you to learn the dance.
It was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw like 100,000 people doing the electric slide. And they had contests like from age 4 or 5 to going right up. That's why I say it starts in kindergarten to the home for the age, because we have a video right now with a lady 90-something with her stick doing the
electric
dance.
side.
Oh, it's a dance will last a test of time.
Yes.
Because how many people thought that you were American too? Because I remember, may I ask you that? Because Shade Room was something about, the top songs that you need to have in your cookout, and it's all American songs.
Yes.
So when you see that, I say, cool, but how many people really know that you are Jamaican?
Well, I don't know for what reason they thought that this song was an American song.
It does have that kind of dance feel to it, which come from America.
So you know what happened then? When I called Chris Blackwell and I said, I was so full inside, and sad. And I said, Chris, we finally found Bonnie and he recorded over the song. And he said, what? And he said, here's what we do. We'll go in the studio in Miami and record over the song with the Miami Sound Machine and do an entire album, because he says big companies don't promote singles. We would have to have an album.
Okay.
So we quickly went in the studio and did the record over the song. Exactly. And that's the version that hit the Billboard.
Okay.
How much money you feel you missed out on that song? Because apparently I just what day really start make money from it, right?
No, not even one day.
Hold on. You need to tell me, say, Marcia Griffiths still not earning money from that song.
No, I am not afraid to tell the world, because when people hear my name, it's money. Them seeing them things that she rich.
Yeah.
You look it too.
Well, thank God for the looks.
Oh, you look like money, man.
No, and my
But
riches.
I blessings.
I don't think my riches is from finance.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how I am so thankful for the riches that God gave us, all of us. The moon and the star and the sun and the trees. It's just, we are so rich and we don't even realize it.
Yeah, but that can't
But-
buy food.
But we are living in a world that survival is the name of the game.
Yeah.
True.
And is money answer all things. Money.
Yeah.
So hold on. See, so you're not earning from it. You haven't earned from it any at all in
I
regards to
was
royalties.
never earning because
What?
I thought that issue was sorted out.
this is my biggest, outside of Young Gifted and Black, which we were deprived as well because Bob Andy and myself, we were like from Harry J back to Trojan. We were sent to Trojan, then we go back to Harry J when we say, what happened to the royalties and what happened to we, you know? We only earn when we do live shows.
Yeah.
And no royalties. And they send us back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Nothing at all.
So that's when I have to work like a workhorse.
And outside, that is why I say, we, the foundation people, don't see the money, you know. Is this generation who some of them don't pay any dues, you know, but what we laid, they would come and reap it on a platter today. And some of them disrespect the foundation as well.
Yeah.
So hold on. So Chris Blackwell, he never forward and intervene and try, fix things.
He did. He did. He said it was so unfair.
Not.
Yes.
Grossly.
That's.
Yes. When he found out what was happening, that I was not getting not even a dime. And I say, I don't understand this. Not even a performance royalty, nothing at
The
all.
biggest selling reggae
Biggest
song
up until this
by a female,
day.
yes.
Up until till this day, I do have another song as big as that one.
Yeah.
And I thought it was unfair.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand why I was ignored. And,
So like the producers and even the company, the record company get their money.
A lot of people, would knock Chris Blackwell and say things, even just like Mr. Dad. Because maybe at the time Mr. Dad was doing recording, I see Studio One as Jamaica's Motown. All the great icons, that's where they graduate.
Yeah.
Name them and they pass through Studio One. But maybe that man never even have any knowledge of what was going on himself. He was just a music lover and he was doing his part, Well, Chris Blackwell saw the injustice and he said, that was grossly wrong.
Of
and
course, it's like
unfair.
I can't believe it though. I say I must joke yeah,
Crazy,
but
real
that's
thing, but-
No,
crazy.
it's not a joke.
No,
It's not
crazy.
a joke. And then they decided to do a split. And I mean, I wish it was from way back then when it started.
Yeah, from 83, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
But
when
it
them-
was, they picked up on it late.
and you can't sue. Like there's nobody you can sue. There's nobody you
Gotcha.
can talk to. Like nobody.
But anyway, I was still thankful that at least somebody recognized that this is not fair.
No.
Wes,
know?
I want to ask you how was the relationship with Bonnie after the whole thing? I mean, I say you would go on to still work with him, but did you ever look at him the same way? Like you distrust him after that?
No, because I loved him from childhood days. He used to hold my hand as a little girl and take me to liquor school. We used to call it liquor school then, but it's kindergarten. And then he would take me, leave me there and go on to a big school, which was Chetola Park School. So, nothing could really turn me from him. I don't know. I couldn't find how to really classify the whole behavior and everything. I don't know. I don't know if it was... I can't tell you.
You are too clean, man.
But anyway, I spoke to him one day and he said that he told the guy in the record company to give me 50% of the publishing because it's really my rhythm. It's from my rhythm box. And I said to him, but Bunny, you don't do business like that. It's word of mouth, don't stand. It has to be in writing.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't in writing, they would never honor that.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
it was never changed. Nothing changed. It never go in writing. And
No, we have to fight. We
I
need
find
to
that.
fight. So
You know why people think say have all the money, Miss Griffiths, because me say man a scam you out of money and all these things out of millions.
Look at me. I am so thankful. I never had a vision that God would have preserved me and I would have been sitting here 60 years after. So even though I never accomplished certain things financially, I am truly thankful and I am happy for what, you know, my entire journey. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't do it no other way.
I mean, it makes for a wonderful story. Like you think about that, your movie, like you'd want a movie of your life.
I would love that, but there are so many things that I could not put in the movie.
True.
Yes.
So yeah, I know.
that is what would make the movie a hit.
True.
All the bad things that you can't talk about, you have to leave it out. But that would make it a hit.
That would be a one in the world.
Yeah, man.
You should
And the movie, I for sure say they punch Bunny in him face when they find out. I forgot.
No. It has nothing to do with Bunny. That is just another part of the
But
journey.
no, I say like if a movie go on, like you know, so they have to dramatize them.
slap him. How
Yeah.
dare you,
How
buddy?
dare you.
Even if I leave him out of it,
Yeah.
it would be a monster hit.
Yeah.
If I leave him out of it.
So you ever
Anything
think
one.
about books to like writing all the things
I just completed
a book.
the book.
Okay, so
And
it'll be
as
awesome.
I said earlier, half of my life story I could not include.
Me just bring up the scamming thing a while ago. Where that reach?
The what?
The man was scamming out of millions.
Well, you know, I really wanted to say something about that particular thing. The reason for that scamming was because you come back to the whole thing again. I was not qualified after looking a loan or let's say a mortgage
Yeah.
and going into several institutions, looking the mortgage, and I was not qualified because of income. I could not produce enough to show or to convince. It's
Yeah.
like going to the U.S. Embassy and you have to be able to convince the officer that
That
you
you
will
have
return
ties
to
home.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Well, I could not convince none of these institutions with my documents that I am earning enough to pay back the loan.
Wow.
And I had a major amount going down the drain from something that I did. So it's either or either. So this man came out of, and I don't want to call the name of the person again,
Yeah.
was the devil just present him there from someone who introduced him to me. And he promised to fulfill. And this man was so clean and sweet talking, and you know, my son was the one that he gave him the money, not knowing that this was a professional scammer.
Wow.
Jaja.
All the man had to do in court was open his mouth, and the judge know right away that this man is a pro. He had all the arguments in the world.
Man.
So I ended up being scammed because I was turned down by all the institutions.
No, but we need to fix that. I think you say there's so much that need to go into it with from government standpoint and her ensuring that there's a proper trail for people, artists, so
And
that
then,
they're
and then people
Oh,
turn
God.
around calling me to come and assist them with things to go open certain doors and to do certain things. And, you know, they wouldn't realize that
Is that struggle for you? Like,
it's not all doors
God.
open to anyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So where's that now? In regards to that court court rulings on.
Well, I don't. I heard that this man got a stroke. It was published.
Yeah, I think I saw
Got a
that too. Yeah.
stroke. I
Try
don't know.
unstroke yourself.
Yeah,
and
man,
give
yeah.
up
I,
more money.
I don't know. I don't know how true it is. You know, that was just
Unfortunate. Yeah.
argument. So I don't know.
Yeah. Damn.
Roger.
I think
No,
we've covered everything.
If I stroke, I just strike him down. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
strike him.
Well, you know, let me tell you something. It is so important that people sow good seeds in their lives because it comes right back.
Mm.
And I think
No
that's it
matter
too, yeah.
who you are, everyone has to give account for their works. Every single one.
And the man tell you,
So
say,
no matter who does me wrong, I just leave it all to time.
him did really tell you, say, him there go use the money for construct a museum in your honor?
In my house, yeah.
Wow. In your house?
In
He
house
was
that
using my house to do a museum, and every month we would get like a, you know, a monthly. It was so
Fantastical.
oh
Like, yeah, it
Lord,
sounded
it was
so good.
this was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Jaja.
And in Jaja. No, that's not right. That's
Yeah,
not
that,
right. Man.
Well, I move from this to celebrating you.
Yes,
And
November
then
3rd,
November
right?
3rd, Marcia Griffiths
Well,
and
of
friends.
course, I am looking forward to that because no matter what I sit here and talk about,
Mhm.
the Bible says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
yeah.
So this is the joy I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
November 3rd.
I saw-
60 years.
To share with my friends that I journey with along the journey.
I saw Shaggy was on it.
He
No, it
is.
said Shaggy was is on it. I saw a flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shaggy.
Shaggy is the
on
first
it.
one that was
Yes.
confirmed.
Yes,
Okay.
and who else again?
Busy Signal,
Busy
Tanya
Signal.
Stevens, Cotty Ranks,
Wad.
Tess and Chin,
Wad.
Elaine, Nadine, Brick and Lace,
Yeah, nice.
Tony Gregory.
Wad.
He is the only one that's left in the decade of the 60s.
Wow, nice. So he's coming out.
And
too?
of course, the icing is the surprise guest artist.
Who that know?
It's surprise.
You're too slick.
Yeah, I'm testing. I'm testing.
Still got it.
She still have she sharp. One more question. What
It
would you like
be a
your,
surprise.
what would you like your legacy to be remembered as?
Wow. You know, my liberty speaks for itself up until this day. And I am happy that I never had to make no effort to be who I am.
Wow.
I am just who I am, that the person that God made. And I do my best. Music is the only source and vehicle that I have, as I said earlier, that I can send the love and the positive energy and vibration to the world. When I was a young girl living in a tenement yard, and I saw all these men coming from work and they suffer and they don't have anything to eat. Their wives or them lady don't have anything to prepare. And I used to just sit down and cry and say, boy, I just want to be of service to mankind because I wanted to give them, I wanted everybody to be happy. Like when I have money, I just give it away because I want everybody to feel like how I feel.
Wow.
So saying all of this to say that because of how what I wanted to do for the world and every individual, I cannot think of a better position that God placed me in, better than the music, which I can use to send my love and my message to the world. Because I want to be remembered as someone who really left a wonderful legacy. And to, you know what it feels like when I travel and mothers come to me and say, boy, you are the reason for this little girl. And you know which song soothed me and alleviate all my problems. It is the greatest feeling for me when I travel. I went to Europe last year and I met this couple. And they are reminding me that when I came there 5 years ago, and they were talking to me and telling me that they wanted to have children and it didn't happen. I prayed with them and I said, look here, just have faith. God is going to bless you. And did you know when I walk off the stage, coming down, I saw these two people, two white folks with a little girl, 5 years old, the exact time that I met them. And the mother started to cry bitterly.
Oh, wow.
And the little girl don't know me and she just stretched and come over to me and wouldn't leave me.
Wow.
And that connection in my heart, I can't even tell you what that did to me. And I just stand up there and I'm supposed to be moving on to the dressing room, but I couldn't move because the mother was just crying and saying, look what I've done.
You've done.
Yes. and I am so innocent. I said, what have I done? And she's telling me how the old story went.
The blessing.
But the thing that knocked me out is how the little girl just took on to me and she don't know me.
Yeah.
But it's the connection from the womb when I prayed with them and said, God is going to bless you. And so many other things, that I can't tell you how it moved me. So I want every single soul. I mean, everybody can't love you, because there are some people that will feel different. But you sending out love to all, to everyone. But I want everyone to remember Marcia Griffiths as someone who made such a positive contribution to mankind for their upliftment and unity, to unite the world through the music that God has blessed me with and the talent that he gave me. I just want to be remembered always as someone who really contributed in a positive way.
That's so lovely. You're so lovely, Miss Griffiths. Thank you for your time, gracing us with your presence. Marcia Griffiths and Friends. Oh, me just I'll do the plug for you, right? Marcia Griffiths and Friends, November 3rd. Right, Hope Gardens, gates open at 3 p.m. celebrating 60 years.
Yeah.
I think they should have that published because you have to go to my website.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, man, marciagriffiths.com.
It's not the thing. You have the flyer?
Yeah, man, me have it right here, marciagriffiths.com. For more info, 762-948. You can 9476. Get the number that on WhatsApp. No, just that the number them tiny. 954-762-9476. You can contact that number on WhatsApp for more info as well as go on marciagriffiths.com. Yeah, man. Come and celebrate with Marcia Griffiths 60 years.
And they need to know also that this is not a stage show that they look forward to going to see artists announce and they come and say, this is a journey we are doing.
There you go.
We are doing a journey from the decade of the 60s coming right up.
Okay.
You do the electric slide?
Of course, that's part of my journey.
Hey. All right, people. It's the queen of reggae, Marcia Griffiths. At the fix. There we go.
Yeah.